I will never settle for ordinary supplements or skincare ever again after discovering Sorona. Let me tell you why. Sorona's revolutionary nano-sized products are designed to simplify your health and skincare routine, where less is more. Imagine the power of nano-glutathione and nano-CBD, as well as stem cells and other nanonutrients in every drop. Take Elixir for a daily boost of vitality, detox, and immunity. Or Panacea, which is perfect for improving cognitive and gut health. And don't forget our Skin Mist and Skin Plus Menet Mask, our skincare duo that leaves your skin shockingly youthful. But why nano-sized? Because smaller particles mean superior absorption and faster results. More bang for your buck and better health for you. But wait, there's more. Sorona's affiliate program offers generous payouts and overrides.
Hello, good men, women, sons, and daughters. This is Kat Espinda with One New Earth. Welcome to my live restream show. I've got Mitch Snow here, and I apologize for the delay. As you know, the technical difficulties are real, and thank God Mitch lives here. So we are in this area, and this is something that I have been wanting to have him get his message out. And one thing I want to say before we get started is that I, Kat Espinda, contacted Mitch. Okay, I'm putting that right on the record for now. Mitch did not know me. He didn't call out to me. I actually found out about him and I called him. And this is how he got here. So just in case there's any confusion. So again, thank you so much for being a part of this show. We appreciate you and love you so much for getting, for sharing. If you could please like, subscribe, and share, and let's become part of a movement to save the world. We are living in a world where the truth doesn't matter. And I don't really get that. However, we do live in a world, what I like to call Alice in Wonderland. And where up is down, where left is right. And I guess the truth is lies and lies is truth. And that's how it is in our court system, because they don't follow the truth. Just like Judge Superior Court Norma Rodriguez said, the truth doesn't matter, right? We've all heard it, or at least I've heard it. I was in court when she said it. So anyway, Mitch, how are you doing today?
It's been a stressful day. It's been a real stressful day.
Yeah, I know. It's been a stressful day for sure. And, I appreciate you making it out here. We couldn't get the stuff to work, but that's okay. We got it working now. So you were on my show for 90 minutes with True Stream and Joe Rosati. They're on their way to Costa Rica right now. So have a good time, Joe. We appreciate you on the last show. And we're here today.
I wish I was on my way to Costa Rica. That sounds like fun.
I wish I was on my way to Costa Rica. But unfortunately, we have some very more important matters to tend to right now. And so, I want to give you a platform. You have been shut up, shut down, knocked down, beat around. Your bank account has been siphoned. You've been stolen from. You've been kidnapped. Your son has been kidnapped. He's being sexually abused. I am so sickened. And I will tell you this, for the people that have watched his last show were sickened. They wanted to puke. The people cried. People turned it off. They could barely even listen to it. This is how shocking this story is. And Mitch needs a voice here. And so I am here today to give him this voice. So why don't you tell us what's been happening since the show when we last spoke?
Yeah, I think I didn't make this clear too to anybody listening. Kat's not the first person to reach out to me, try and get me to talk about what's happened. Not the first person to come across the records that have been strewn all over the state about all of this. There's been lots of people trying to get me to speak up and speak out. Kat finally, it was finally time. It's just time. This has been going on 10 years, where the courts have just been doing everything they possibly can to keep me silent, to keep me from presenting evidence. And I feel like an idiot, having served my country and thinking that, me and everybody else I served alongside, we did it because we thought we were honoring the best judicial system, the best system on earth, and that we honor the truth, especially in a court. You'd think that's the whole meaning of honor, is it's about truth, bringing the truth forward. For the court members, the attorneys, sheriff deputies, everybody else they can pull into this to act against me for as if I'm insulting them, as if I'm insulting the court by presenting evidence, presenting the truth of what's actually happened. And it's just peculiar. It's odd. And it goes against the grain of everything I grew up knowing or believing about this country or what we're supposed to be. But yeah, Kat's not the first person that's come forward, but after so many people, Kat and others telling me, people need to hear about this, and I get it. I also want everybody to know I've never wished any of these people, not my son's mom, not anybody, not even these judges and whatnot. I haven't wished them any harm. I don't know them well enough to want harm against them.
We're peaceful people. We don't want harm. We're not trying to.
I don't want
harm.
anybody.
Absolutely not. Nope. I agree. 100%. That's not what we are about at all.
I'm a good Catholic, good standing, really good standing with my church. And all growing up, I've been taught to, you pray for your enemy. You pray for those that are trying to do you wrong. Now, I prayed for all of them. I hope they find what eventually satisfies their obsession with all of this stuff, all this contention. I pray for their well-being, so I do it all the time. Yeah, I don't want to wish any harm. What I do want, is the truth to be told, my son to be protected finally. I'd like to be able to see and raise my son. I sacrificed going back to work and going back to school so that I could stay home to raise him and be there for him, to be the father for him, be a present father, active with him in a way that my father and so many other fathers I grew up with couldn't be. Rather than pursuing a whole bunch of money and power and position and stuff, I've already proven myself with the things I've done. I don't need another badge. I don't need another, I don't feel like I need to prove my manhood or anything like that anymore. I've pretty much done it. There's not a whole lot of people that can say they've done the things that I've done. I just wanted to be a father, be left alone to raise my son.
And you were the stay-at-home dad. Because you are a disabled veteran. There's not, and I know a lot of people, and in these realms, they may look down on you for being a disabled veteran because you haven't been working, but you served our country. You are rightfully, what you are getting, you are not a deadbeat. That doesn't that's where, these people who they act like if we're not doing, meeting a certain quota or doing a certain thing, they look down upon you. But we are all equal under God. All are created equal under God. They are not above us at all.
Yeah, I don't mean, it's a little bit smirkish, I guess. But yeah, I've had other men sort of look down upon me. And it's like, oh, whatever, pal. I get to spend time raising my son. But most of it, I've had judges. Judge Alex Extra. He's now a federal magistrate. His opinion of me was that I was non-employed welfare recipient, mooching off of my son's mom. That I was mooching. I was mooching off of her. And that I'm what else did they call me? That I'm a serial womanizer. God, I wish, like, that sounds so much more exciting than my real life. I don't even know what it means, to be honest with you. But, what's happened today? Forgive me, I'm still trying to accommodate this shoulder here. Yeah, apparently people got really upset that I after years of a whole bunch of people telling me to get on a podcast, get on Joe Rogan, go find a way to get the attention of real authorities, come in here and clean this place up.
And it needs to be cleaned up. It's horrific in Benton County. Horrific.
But yeah, I've finally done that. And apparently it's been a big splash. Like, people are paying attention. They're seeing the case. They're seeing the stuff. You can go research and stuff. It's no big secret. The resume that they've tried to give to me, it's now public knowledge, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can look up my name and look up that stuff with like $5 or something. And I didn't earn it. It was given to me. And yeah, but now they're all upset because I'm finally, maybe talking and giving my story so that the public knows what goes on in these courts, what passes muster, and what these tactics that they use, where, they're using stipulations of processes and when you can talk, when you can't. The other party, anybody wants to say a horrible thing about me, it's open season. They invite them in, they congratulate them.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes time for me to even speak up or have a voice for me or my son, these supposed justices who they try to act like they're unbiased and uncorrupt and proper and whatnot. They sit up there, they literally shut me down anytime. Were you my attorneys? Anytime my attorneys try to bring up the truth of what's actually happened and occurred. Me and my son have been victimized repeatedly, and I have, again, I don't wish these people any harm. I just want them to leave me alone. I want the courts to quit soliciting these people to attack me and attack all the people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's preposterous. And today is another example of that, where, apparently the reaction got back to the courts and got back to some of the other people that were, with the protection orders they got. The courts have said, calling these protection orders and whatnot gag orders, that's not proper because we haven't technically, labeled them gag orders. But that's exactly what they're enforcing right now. They're saying I can't tell my side of the story to anybody.
And that right there breaks the very First Amendment of the Constitution, the ability to have free speech.
They've tried to imply that any attempt by me to make a police report, hospital report, tell anyone, report to authorities, get on a podcast and even explain this stupid ass tragedy, somehow I'm breaking the law, and that's some offense. It's preposterous, is what it is. It's absolutely absurd. So what are they afraid of? These protection orders that were given to people who broke into my house, came into my life, lied about me, lied about my son, created all sorts of trouble, harmed us, stole our money, stole our things. They gave them protective orders, rewarding them.
Protecting the criminals. This is really the way the system is set up too, is to protect the criminals. And while children are being hurt, and it's not just you, Mitch, I am hearing there are dads. Think of Kurt Benshoff, 11 years in prison for trying to save his son from the hands of prostitutes and a pimp and being vaccinated. What? How do they get this jurisdiction over us like that? How do they get this power? And I know that they use fear. Fear is the biggest thing that they will use against we, the people. And there is no justice in the justice system. There's just us. It's up to us to do the right thing. And it's really just about using our voice and unifying. They're really is all.
They've made it very clear. They're afraid of the voters. They're afraid of the public finding out that they do this kind of stuff, that they solicit people to attack somebody, to steal their money, and they split the stolen money with them in order to give those thieves immunity.
Back end cash deals with judges in the background. They know they're doing it too.
And
they know.
In this case, what makes mine different, I haven't been stupid enough to violate the orders or go out and do anything like that, because I don't look to do that stuff. Like I said, I spend most of my time at the church. I pray for these people. I pray them well.
We prayed before we started.
We did. I don't know these judges either. I got no heart, there ain't no threats for me going towards them. If anything, the only thing I've done is I've reported their improprieties. And they really don't like that, reporting them to the Commission on Judicial Conduct. No, they really don't like that kind of stuff.
Well, we're not over with that.
But
that's going to continue. I feel like at this point, we're just beginning. We're just beginning it. It's like we're just beginning at this point, not going away. It raised
a lot of ruckus at the courthouse, and apparently some of the opposing parties are afraid of everybody here learning, what was presented in the last podcast. And
can we put this up? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my son. I mean, it's a favorite picture. We had a frame.
There we go.
It's one of the only things I've been able to save. But yeah, they're the parties involved have told my attorney that they're calling every agency, local police, county police, or county sheriff, the federal agents, FBI, NSA, CIA. They're calling Department of Homeland Security. They're screaming for
to shut you up,
to have me arrested for violating orders, because I don't know what they're afraid of. Everybody knows what they're afraid of.
I know
they're afraid of getting charged, investigated for the fraud that they've committed and the thefts and everything else. The courts, on the other hand, and sheriff deputies, police officers, anybody that's taking that report, they're afraid of my case getting out there and getting investigated, because it has their fingerprints on it being improper. What they've done is completely unjust. This shouldn't be done to anybody. They're afraid of themselves being discovered, so they're just using these women that they solicited to do these things to me, gave them protective orders, and they're acting like they're protecting them. They're not protecting them. They're protecting themselves. They're trying to protect their own record.
That's right.
And just recently, she's filed for this protective order, keep me from my son, to be extended. She's going to keep doing that every single year, forevermore. They're going to they literally are under mandates in family court to not produce orders that affect custody or anything like that permanent. And literally, this is what they're doing. They're using that order perpetually under threat, because they're afraid I'm going to come forward, or they're afraid I'm going to make complaint before the statute of limitations on the crimes that they've committed and all of this run out. And we're coming up on some deadlines with some of that stuff. I mean, they keep perpetuating every time they add stuff to the record, but it depends on whatever federal judge hears this eventually, whether or not where the statute of limitations ends on it. So up against the deadline to be able to tell people and get the attention of federal authorities in here, take a look at these people. And it's my opinion, but some of these judges, some of these commissioners, they need to be removed. Probably, they probably need to be given a timeout behind bars somewhere for a while. for what they've done to me and so many others. And I
agree.
don't think there's a whole lot of people who disagree when they find out the facts of this. So we need to put better people in there with them. We need to pay attention as voters because they're afraid of the voters finding out so bad. That's really what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the public waking up to what they're allowing to occur. I mean, it's either what I'm saying is true. You can, either believe what I'm saying or you can believe what they're saying and believe in these pink elephant biker gangs and assassination networks and what else was it? I'm a international gun runner, drug smuggler, sex trafficker. Man,
it's all projection of what they are doing. That's what I truly believe.
I mean, if they allowed those allegations to go on in court and they threw them out, that would be one thing. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They helped create these allegations, and then they took my freedoms away, and then they took my son, and then they broke into my house and tried to plan it, and they're too stupid. They failed at that too. And everything that they stole is running around the countryside, and somehow, after literally tens of, I got Cindy over here. She's in here too, but one day she'll speak up. But yeah, she's witnessed tens and tens of people contacting me after being victims to these women or the things that they've done, spreading all my stuff around.
And
what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to actually now break the order by engaging in stalking so I can find out where they put all my information that I had inside my house tucked away secure? Am I supposed to go find every leaflet, every order, every picture, all the pictures they took of my son and me that I would love to have back? Those were our memories.
Mm-hmm.
That was mine. That was mine and Nate's. For them to be doing what they're doing with it, well, what am I supposed to do? Go collect that up from everybody and silence them all and say, "Oh, please," I don't have that time. I don't have that interest. I ain't doing it. And it's finally time that it's come around that this happens. This is their work. They did this. I didn't do this. I don't want any of this. I don't want to be sitting here talking. I mean, that's the last thing in the world I ever thought about. We'll be sitting here on a podcast right now talking to you or anybody else.
And I never thought I'd be a podcaster, so I totally get it. Like, the only reason I even became a podcaster is to get the truth out, because the mainstream mockingbird media news never tells the truth. Everybody reads scripts. This isn't scripts, folks. This is real life. And his son it needs to be saved. That's the way I look at it. He needs to be saved.
I've been told when I've tried to bring up these court files and these people indicting themselves in their own words in court with the intent of these orders and everything else, and the little remarks that they have for me trying to provoke me. Give me a second.
It's okay.
It's I've been turned down by lawyers, a lot, because some of them have gone around trying to label me a conspiracy theorist.
I don't know anything about that. Yeah.
That I know what they think that I'm selling here. Like, I'm not talking about green aliens from Mars or whether or not the moon landing was real or not. I could care less. There's an actual conspiracy. I hate to use the word because the connotation of what it is made people think about tinfoil hats, but no, conspiracies happen.
Absolutely.
These people have been committing conspiracy to commit perjury, to suborn perjury, to commit theft,
which is a crime, a major crime that they're committing in a Benton County Justice Center.
That's yeah. You know, it is a conspiracy, and I'm so sorry they're doing it, and that they've revealed themselves committing it. That's the appalling part, is they're not even that clever to cover their tracks. They literally put their own words on paper. They put orders down. They put their intent. They wrote things down. They had instructions. They admitted it in court. We have the transcripts.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that. I didn't make them do that. I didn't make them lie. I didn't make them solicit perjury from other people. I didn't do that. But they're real upset now that all this is coming sort of out in the open. And apparently that video is made, it's gotten places, which I didn't know. You know, I've tried to talk to people about stuff, and it just overwhelms them. I just figured people weren't interested. You know, people don't care no more. But Kat in the show here, it's proven that no, people just needed a minute to digest everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being threatened right now with arrest. My lawyer wants to leave the case. After $30,000 paying her, after 10 months of her not doing a damn thing in the case.
Mm-hmm.
She's only submitted one thing. She's only been allowed to submit one piece of paperwork in my case. Months and months. A divorce shouldn't take 10 months. And just to submit one paper has taken over 10 months for $30,000. And she's been looking, because she doesn't want the retaliation from the judges that have implicated themselves in this. She doesn't want retaliation from them.
Which, you know, they do get, like Virginia Sjogren, for standing up for what is right. They're trying to disbar her. So there is a real fear with attorneys. And that's how they control us. I mean, if we have to go to court and we have to listen to these judges who have no moral compass at all. I mean, they're drunkards. They lie. They take cash deals in the back. They all stab each other in the back. They don't even like each other. But they stick together when it comes like something like this, because they're complicit. The judges are complicit. You know you are. And this is not going away. Mm-mm.
Yeah, what's happened today? I mean, they're giving me more reputation now, I guess. You know, so part of what they do is them and their collaborators and their conspirators, they all get together and I think they do a whole phone chain of making reports here, there, and everywhere. And then they declare the substantiation for what they're saying is true is by referring to either their past allegations of the same allegation or referring to their collaborator's allegation with a whole nother agency. And once they start producing investigation numbers, they start referencing and investigate. Oh, it sounds so proper. Oh, there must be something to it. 10 years. 10 years I've been hounded. 10 years I've been under allegation. 10 years of all this stuff. 10 years of being accused of being a murderer where they don't have a body.
Right? Where's the corpse? Corpus delicti. Where's the corpse? To call somebody that.
10 years of being called a domestic violence, wife-beating abuser, moocher, all this stuff. And the only evidence that comes out is I've been the victim to it. Their own evidence that gets submitted it's exculpatory. It's what happened in these charges. I didn't make any threats towards this Judge Shea Brown. I don't know her enough. I don't want to know her. The only thing I do know is, well, she's a little bit wackadoodle. She doesn't know the meaning of words and stuff, apparently, and she doesn't understand that she gave an order with an illegal intent. That even other judges that have said they don't like me or they like mom better, I don't know. Even those judges said that request is an abuse of the law and the orders. Well, she performed to it, and then she found out I made a complaint to the Commission on Judicial Conduct. And immediately on that day, put in a protection order against me, claiming I threatened to kill her.
They can say whatever they want, and then they take
Literally,
it. Yeah, they're saying whatever they want, basically.
I'm in court. Every word I've ever exchanged with her has been on record. Everything I've ever reported there, it's on record. The prosecutor, every bit of information I had, it was exculpatory. They had my phones, they had my emails and texts. I don't know, biker gangs, assassin networks. I mean, what are they trying to say? That church people are out being hired to kill people and judges? I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, the only biker gang I know of out here is Baka. I mean, there's the Baka. That's the only, like...
Oh, that's one of the things.
That's the only one I know about that's like a motorcycle type group.
Oh boy, you're gonna touch on that part, huh?
Well, I'm just saying that that's the only one I've seen around, driving around is Baka. I don't know of any other biker. They're not a gang, they're a club.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one I know, so I mean, that's weird.
I was introduced to them in this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Again, it was Aaron Massey, my in-home care, and Candace in this. They're the ones who called them. Had them call me. I didn't go on looking for them. I didn't call them, didn't beg them. They called me. They asked to meet my son. They asked to support my son, adopt my son, pull him for... And I was resistant. I just, whatever they had to offer, it just didn't seem like it was it didn't seem like it was going to help us or anything. But my son was shown a video for him, and he, I don't know, I guess they have good marketing or something. He thought the video was pretty cool. So I allowed them to come over and visit. And
this is Baka.
Yeah.
The people at Baka. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it got, I think that was before the protection order, just beforehand. We scheduled them to come at like August 8th is when they were going to, or not August, sorry, May 8th or 6th, I think. It was a Saturday. They, so then we went through this protection order thing, and they said they didn't want to, they can't get involved in all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I totally get it.
What Baka stands for? Bikers Against Child Abuse. Yeah. Right. I mean, the pastor of my old church was a part of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. God knows the investigators in my case. So there's a lot of members around town that are part of Baka. A lot of police officers, sheriffs, judges. Apparently there's a lot of those types in Baka. And on the face of things, it seems okay. They didn't really offer us much help other than they were going to adopt my son, try to give him encouragement, give him, make him feel protected, all that stuff. Good stuff. My son was okay with it. I was okay with it. Why not? But leading up to that is when these ladies, unbeknownst to me, tried to represent themselves as my attorney, forged documents and records and motions before the court, before Judge Dave Peterson.
How pathetic. Sickening.
Revealed, after Judge Shea Brown's instructions and rulings, they turned to try and cooperate with the judge, and I don't mean with the orders, with the intent of trying to turn on me. And they showed it by their actions in there. And as I discovered that stuff, I obeyed the judge's order. The judge said, if there's anybody trying to harm or influence my son or coach him or anything like that, and I find out about it, I'm supposed to put a stop to it, put an end to it. Yeah. Well, I couldn't do nothing about these ladies until I had actual evidence. Otherwise, Everybody will scream, "Oh, I'm just being mean to them," or something. I don't know. So yeah, I had actual evidence. They did that, and once I had it, I cut them out of my life. On the 6th of it'd been the 5th of May, or no, give me a moment here. April, May, right? So May 5th is when they did that. On the 6th, yeah, I tried to report stuff as I was finding it. I also blocked these people, and later, as I found out, it included a couple others that they had put in my life. I did all the legal process stuff to have them separate out of me and my son's life, just as Judge Shea Brown told me to, legally, with orders, civilly. And that seemed to upset some people, Anyway, when it comes to Baka, they came over, and the only thing they were concerned about, I had this file about one of these people going wacko. I had pictures, text, and everything showing how abusive and crazy they had gone when I basically was cutting them off and telling them to go away. And that was the person that introduced me to Baka. I was telling Baka the reason why they were concerned about us. I told Baka, I don't want to have anything to do with you because you were brought to me by this person. You're associated with them. I don't want anything to do with you. Well, they reassured me that no, that person was definitely being kicked out of Baka, that they're never going to be in Baka, that they don't associate with that person, and they could use my information for their own records. Gave it to them. She asked for it when she came over. I gave it to her. It seemed like it was an organization that was on the up and up, I guess. But they're the closest thing to, they adamantly told me they're not biker gangs. They adamantly told me all the things they can't do, that they get requested to do. And I was totally okay with it. Said, all right, thank you for helping out my son and give him a little encouragement. Shoved him off. But for them to find out that apparently the very judge that's sponsoring, this little, the scheme of what they got. The judge who gave the order, the judge that has accused me of trying to kill her, the judge that was getting these women to help her with that lie, that judge and the other judges, they're also members of Baka. And then they're supporting this woman, implying that Baka is the biker gang that I've hired.
It's pure projection. It's pure projection is what that's their MO. It's projection.
It's absolutely, but I don't know where, like I said, there's not enough entertainment in this town. I don't have this much energy to keep up with all of this stupid stuff that they say. And why I live, this entire life in their imagination, why they're so preoccupied with me. I'm not that big a deal. I'm not.
But you have money that you were able to have siphoned out of your life over the last 10 years.
You would think it's not that. I mean, yeah, it's been a lot of money. It's everything I have. In the great scheme of things, who would risk their lives? Who would risk their careers and stuff like that for $10,000, $20,000 a pop? That just seems stupid, but they did it.
Well, if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to other people. Is what's happening.
That's what you've been informing me about, and I think you're on to something there. That this is it's a culture of doing this to people.
I think it is. It is. I think Kurt Benshiff, and I just talked to a gentleman today, 9 years trying to get divorced on the west side, 140 acres of land stolen from him, and they're just stealing everything. And they can because he has no voice. But you know what? We're starting to learn how to use our voice because our voices are very powerful, as I always say. And it's their job to try to keep us locked down and shut up. That way they can just do whatever they want. And in the meantime, the crimes continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, whoever's still listening, hopefully I haven't bored you with I don't want to talk about specifics necessarily because people, I don't know, they're going to try and hold me liable for something.
We got, hey, you know what? We got End Censorship Strack here says Baka is Freemason, brother.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it just means that there's a big club and we're not in it. That's what it means.
Yeah. Look at that! You guys are typing in and stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of people are commenting right now. So
I don't know what's about to happen. I can tell you, me and love my life over that. All these troubles has given me.
He's talking about somebody over here.
I'm not going to allow her to get in front of you all. It's no insult to any of you, but
we got to protect.
I don't want any more. I don't want any more people being hurt. And there's been a lot of people hurt. And definitely not her. She's an angel. She's an absolute wonderful.
She really is. She really, you really are.
An absolute beautiful angel with a big old smile. And if it hadn't been for her, I don't know. I don't know if I would have gotten through the last couple of years at all. But yeah, it just seems very, it's very strange, that my innocence was proven, charges dropped. It's really embarrassing for the prosecution. People were told to leave me alone, but, oh yeah, you still don't get to see your son, for 2 years.
That's not normal. There are parents that are way worse, hurting their children, and well, just like your ex.
Yeah, and then somehow coming on here to answer questions about all the information that's been out there thrown around and given to everybody. That's been displayed by all three of these women. His mom, both these other women, her collaborators. They put it out in meetings. They put it out in press. They put it on their Facebook. They with lies. And here I am. I finally get confronted with it by somebody willing to put me on camera. It's really something that it's had such a big reaction that you have sheriffs they're preparing a SWAT team right now.
You just had some of that a few days ago.
We've already been getting buzzed where they're pulling in they're trying to intimidate me and threaten me and pull off and go away.
Mm-hmm. Gang stalking. Who's the good guys and who's the bad guys here?
What are they afraid of?
Mm-hmm. I agree. What are they afraid of? Don't they want the truth?
That's really the thing to ask for. What are they afraid of? Why is all this taxpayer money being wasted, even on the gas for the trip on over to my house from Benton County? What are they afraid of?
And you live in Franklin County.
I do, yeah. So why Benton County cruisers are, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning pulling into my driveway and flashing their lights and high beams and all that kind of stuff, and then leaving and coming back 15 minutes later, do it again, come back 15 minutes later, do it again. You've been witness to it? Yeah, speak up.
I have been witness to it and bringing their engines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot of effort. That's a lot of, what are they worried about?
Taxpayer dollars.
Well, what is it that got exposed with all of this
Terrible.
That they're so worried? What is it that I said that hasn't been said by everybody else, hasn't been exposed by these people? They did it. They gave me this reputation. They're the ones claiming I'm an assassin biker gang, this, that, the other. It's crazy. It's nuts. That's bonkers. Pink elephants. I don't know how much. I don't know what level of Washington State Patrol drunk you gotta be to believe that there are invisible, undocumented biker gangs roaming around that I can just control to take out judges at the courthouse.
Right.
That's bonkers. There's no. But they took away my friends, my son, on those allegations. And they're standing by it. And God forbid I come on here and point out the fact of how much of a mockery these judges have allowed their courts to become, entertaining every single story anybody wants to say about me. I didn't make a mockery of the court. They did. They insulted themselves. I brought them honor. I brought them truth. They spit in my face. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. What I do know is I should probably get on here for a last time if that's what it's going to be. So that you all know, take this. Use my case. Call those numbers that I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to have, there's got to be, I mean, I used to work for the federal government. I know there's good people there that know how to do their job. They know what's right and wrong. There's got to be some people up there willing to do that, because if there weren't, then these people wouldn't be so afraid. They wouldn't be so afraid right now. They wouldn't be trying to do these intimidation tactics. They wouldn't be threatening me and trying to use these orders.
Mm-mm.
They wouldn't be trying to do all this illegal stuff unless they were afraid that somebody out there knows what to do.
And illegal is not lawful. They're breaking God's law and natural law, and it's stomping all over the Constitution, by the way. The Constitution doesn't matter to these judges. They don't matter anywhere. I've yet to see a judge that even has an oath of office, a binding oath of office to we the people, to protect us. It's non-existent. We've been infiltrated at a very deep level, and we have these bad actors in the Benton County Justice Center who do whatever they want, and they pick who they want to win, and then they make sure they steamroll right over you and over the actual law. They don't go by law, color of law, which is not law.
It's I know is my son's been harmed, and the courts have ruled that he's been harmed.
And the doctors in writing, doctor after doctor after doctor.
Now, as far as like calling it, sexual abuse like that, I'll tell you that's a weird thing, because I'm nearly 100%. I need answers on that. I deserve answers as a caring parent. I should have been given answers by the court as to what the heck that was about. I've seen the records. I've seen what his mom does. And I know damn well what she was doing. She was trying to set me up. We have a witness statement that admits to all of that they were trying to set me up.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to create these records of my son having infections that the doctors couldn't see, but they gave out prescriptions anyway. They wanted to just make mom happy before she, probably Karen's out on them and makes complaints about them. They just want her out of the office, make her happy.
Sounds lovely.
And here she is. She was trying to make it into a fraud, Well, I'm so sorry she got caught doing that. But I didn't do that.
I'm sorry too, because your son is
he was actually
crying out for help.
He was willing to fight me. Oh boy, I can give you a video. There's one video. Oh boy, I don't know.
I think
my son was fighting me. When I was being forced to exchange it back to his mom. And I got the police and everything else. But there's a few in there where, before sending him anywhere, first thing when he said he was being harmed, I went to it. Now, tried to tell him how to protect himself, Got a little punching bag and everything. Told him what to do and what to do to protect himself. And I'll tell you, he's a quick learner. Smart kid. Really smart kid.
He's very smart. Just looking at how he's written and how he speaks.
Yeah,
Very smart boy.
He's in the spectrum, but I'll tell you, he's like that Elon Musk type of spectrum.
Yeah,
you want to look out for that because he'll. Oh yeah, he's got stuff he's planning. You know, there's space trips involved, but probably laser beams or something.
He's
but
very
I'll
smart.
tell you, he's got one heck of a right foot because here I was, being forced to try and forcibly take my son out of the car, convince him, coerce him, everything I possibly could. And I'm not going to harm him. I'm not going to physically harm him, especially if somebody's filming me waiting for that to happen so they can put me in jail for that. And no, my son turned right around, man. He looked for just the right instant. And God, he got me right in the nutsack, right? He flattened the boys out. And there's no way of putting that any other way. I was gonna throw up. I swear to God, that was so bad. Ain't nothing I could do. And he was smart enough to grab keys and lock himself in the car again while I'm choking my. Oh God.
He was so afraid.
And
it's heartbreaking. He was afraid. And it wasn't really you. He just was trying to protect himself.
He was trying to protect himself, and he was willing to fight me. I don't want to protect himself. I can't forgive myself for that one. He was tough. He's tough. And to mischaracterize that and him and me, what we went through, to take away our story, to try and shut us up right now because, Benton County and all of its judges and their people there, they got egg all over their face. That,
yeah. I agree.
They're harming my son. They know he's being harmed. They've already ruled that he's being harmed.
And they're turning a blind eye. Why? That's what I don't get. I mean, a child is being harmed. Like, my first instinct as a mom is to like, what? Do everything you can to try to save a child. This is why I gave up my whole career. It was for the children. And then this stuff is going on. I mean, this is not justice. These people don't work for us. And we need intervention here. This is insane. It's pure insanity. It's Alice in Wonderland. And his son needs help.
So, yeah, we really don't know if they're going to come get me tonight, tomorrow. They're going to wait for the next court date or something and nab me up right there in the courthouse.
Well, we're going to be watching. We're going to, now it is all in the eye of the public. And these vampires, because this is a vampiric system, they hate the light and they hate the truth and they hate the Constitution. And that's not okay. I don't care who you are. I don't care. I don't care if it's a judge, if it's a sheriff, or a lawyer. These people are puppets, and they are doing everything for their own benefit and their own gain, and they're hurting people in the meantime. So, Mitch, we're going to wrap it up here in a few minutes.
Thank you for your time, and thank you, all of you. I really, it warms my heart to know that there's people out there that do care. And my son, he needs all your prayers.
Yes, please.
So do we. And call those numbers. There's got to be something out there that they're afraid of. And we need to find that authority. Make them come here and take a look at things.
We need an audit badly in Benton County to audit these cases. We need a Doge. We need Elon Musk. Elon Musk, if you're listening, anybody can send this to them. We need Doge out here to audit the Benton County Justice Center. You're going to find so much law breaking in there with people who have no moral compass. They're terrible people. I'm sorry. You can think what you want. Terrible people, horrible, cowards, sheep. That's what you are. And we're done. We're done. We're putting a light in it. We're going to put a light on this. We're going to pick a big fat ass floodlight and we're going to shine it on your face. See how you like that? You guys have been getting away with way too. You're out of control at this point.
I want everybody to know too. Cat's a real hero here.
When you're a hero too for stepping up, I'm just gonna say.
I'm not looking to take down our justice system. That's not the goal of my life. You know.
Yeah, your goal is to get your son back.
I'm not looking to expose all the ill in the world. I just became victim to it. This was supposed to be a normal divorce. Should have been over 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been done and over. That's all I wanted. I didn't mean for it to be blown up into all of this. What they've done, they did this. It's still 10 years out, and here I am. I still have lawyers taking any excuse to take my money and then leave the case. So
yeah, how many lawyers have you had?
Oh, I had 7.
7 lawyers in 10 years, and you have not seen your son in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and I'm still not divorced.
And he's still not divorced. Yeah. So this is insane. I was talking to my friend Phil Bailey today, and I mean, he was just so shocked at your story. I mean, it's almost worse than, even though Kurt Benshift's in prison for 11 years, what's happened to your son and all of this, it's right there. It's literally right there. And so we need eyes, and we need people to use their voices, to use the pen, to use the paper, to use electronics, the text, the email, whatever it takes to flood the Benton County Justice Center. I am going to actually put the email in the description. And, we're peaceful people. We don't want to harm anybody. Nobody gets hurt. We just want the truth, and we want justice, and we're not getting it. And Trump is calling it out on the justice system.
Yeah, that's something I don't understand. Is we've got a president of the United States who's told his staff that he's looking for exactly cases like this. These left-wing activist judges, that's what's doing this, and that's one of the reasons they've targeted me. Is they've pointed out that I supported Trump. They pointed out that they think I'm a patriot. They pointed out that I'm a veteran. They pointed out that they don't like the way I vote, apparently. So, yeah, these left-wing activists, and we got a president calling it out. So, Miss Bondi, if you get this, take a look at my case. Wouldn't take your staff, a couple hours, maybe a day, peel through some of this stuff. I think it would be pretty blatant as to what you got to do. So, anyway, I appreciate everybody. And if anybody can help, give me some advice, because there ain't nobody out there that listens to this that knows what to do. Nobody's written a book on this one.
Yeah, this is, I just feel like you're the perfect candidate to be siphoned from. And they've abused their power to go against you. And because there's this culture of keeping silent and gagging people under legal codes that don't line up with law or the Constitution, this is where we've gone wrong as a country. And I'm fighting to change that. We need grand juries, and grand juries are coming. I'm telling you, they're coming. And we need justice. And I believe it's drip, 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 drip. I think they're afraid. And they should be afraid, and not because of anything he's doing, not because of anything I'm doing, but it's because of what they're doing. And they're breaking the law. They're allowing children to be kidnapped, people to be kidnapped with no corpus delicti, no crime, period. So what the hell? So we're done. And, I've got Mitch's back, and, this is just the beginning. So Benton County, buckle up, Buttercup. I'm just saying, fear is out. I don't fear these people. These people, they run if they see me. They don't want to talk. They can't even talk. All they know is their programming. That's it. And how their evil ways. That's all they know.
A lot of parents got close to being in a position like I am, and they run.
They run. That's right.
They've taken everything I have. They've taken my son, everything that means everything to me.
And his son, his son is
I don't
obviously
got
loves him
anywhere to
so
run
much.
to,
It's
and
terrible.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going away.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to keep ringing the bell until one of y'all can help me find that person at authority, until we get that attention to get somebody in here to take a look at these things and straighten it out. If it's happening to me, I guarantee you it can happen to every single person out there.
That's right.
I doubt anybody, I'm not patting myself on the back, but I live a simple life because I have to. My injuries, the way I have to live my life, it's because I have to. What I believe in my faith, the way I know God wants to receive me. I live this life this way. Now, if they can do this to me. There's not a whole lot of other guys out there that got a chance.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kat. And
you're welcome. And we're going to be fighting. And you know what? It's not even a fight. It's more just standing in the truth. It's not like we're fighting and putting up our fist and putting up a gun and putting a gun to your head. Nah, I'm not doing that. We're just using our voices here. We're just talking. That all falls under the First Amendment. # freedom of speech. And so we're going to end it here. I just want to thank all of you. I'm going to pull up the information for the phone numbers and put them in the description. The phone numbers, but the email addresses. Would you take just 5 minutes of your time and write an email? That's all it takes. Make your voice heard. Let them know you know and you're watching. And that's what we need right now. We need unity, because this is a criminal, I'm saying it, this is a criminal cartel, and they're all just leading us to a Marxist plan of full-on slavery. We're not free here if this is still going on. So we're going to keep the fight up. Mitch, thank you so much for being on the show again and giving us an update. And I don't know if we'll do this again. We'll see. But in any case, the truth matters, and the truth shall set us free. So thank you guys. God bless you all. This is Kat Espinda. Got Mitch Snow here, and we are signing out.